Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So today I'd like to share with you an extremely important or serious topic. The topic is internal. In today's world, internal has become a term, a marketing term, where most people have no idea what is internal. People will talk about, oh, there's this qi. According to the Chinese, ancient Chinese, there's qi, or according to this Taoist, there's qi in the body. And then they're using their intention or yi to lead the qi in the body. And then they can circulate in different channels, their energy and so forth, so forth. And there's qi gong and how you lead your qi with your mind and how you play around with all this energy and you can feel this energy and all this thing. Well, sorry to tell you, those are all nonsense. Yes, nonsense. Now, since 100 years ago, it has become like that already. People who have no idea what it is, spreading things, make it mysterious in Chinese martial art, in Wing Chun, just to do it for any type of agenda. And then after the cultural evolutions, then the Chinese, when it start the Qigong heat wave, then all religions, all cult get into call themselves practicing Qigong, and it is a mess. And today in Wing Chun, if you look at that, people will claim, oh, this is internal Wing Chun. It's like Tai Chi. It's like a Xing Yi. It's internal art. You use your Yi or your mind to control your Qi. All sort of stuff. Now, sorry to say that the ancient Chinese didn't say this. So what does the ancient Chinese say? We need today to know what the ancient Chinese mean to get result. Yes, result. Not selling bullshit or snake oil. You have qi, I have qi, you pat my back, I pat your back, and we all qi master, internal master, but none, zero, got anything out of it. And you have a lot of followers go for running around like they know everything. So the saying is, one is teaching, but both have no idea what it is. Meaning that the teacher is clueless and the student is clueless too. So when today people talk about this, you have this qi, you know, using your mind to have this qi flow, this, walk out from it right away. Okay? Now, saying this, of course, I have to tell you what is the authentic. Now, let's get into analogy. If we talk about solar system, then we need to know the center of the solar system. And then you need to know how every planet revolve or moving in the solar system with its own rhythm. Is that correct? So say you know the sun, Now, like in our solar system, the sun, you have the Earth, you have the Venus, you have the Mars, and it revolve, and each of them have its rhythm. And then you have moon, which is spin according to the Earth and so forth. Now, Qi stuff is like that too, because the ancient Chinese say it is about natural, right? Natural. So it is no different than you look at into a solar system. You need to know the center of the solar system. You need to know how the planet revolving with the rhythm and so forth. You are not going to monkey around with how the planet spin and the rhythm, how it spins, because it's going to create disaster. Okay, with this analogy, when we want to talk about internal and qi and all this energy, same thing. We need to know the center of the solar system, meaning that we need to know the center of the human physiological states, the human energy states, and so forth, the center of it. What is it in the ancient Chinese? That is meaning that you need to go into the natural world, not the intelligent world. Like I think the sun spin this way, the Venus spin this way, the Mars spin this way. Forget about that. You need to go look into the sky and find out what happened instead of sitting down there and keeping thinking and speculate. So the first thing in internal is you need to be able to enter into the natural state like a baby state. If you read like the book Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, is always tell you about like the baby, the natural. That's what it is. You need to enter into that to know this, what is going on in the center of the qi and all this thing, your physiology. So that's the first thing you need to do. Okay. Only if you enter into this natural state that you be able to nurture your qi. Otherwise, what energy? Okay. Now, all those meridians or the channels, this is no different than the planets, how it revolves, how it spins according to the center of the solar system, and it has its rhythm. So this is like the 12 meridians of the body, the yin and the yang. It has its directions, okay, and its rhythms. This is a yang, travel in different parts of the body. Now, you are not going to monkey around with this thing. You're going to create disaster if you monkey around with this thing. Like, I want to use my yi or my intention to lead this qi, to flow this qi, and so forth, so forth. You're not going to monkey around with that. In today's world, you never see this. You never know about that this have the rhythm and how the pathway, the directions of the spinning like this planet. And then people just say, hey, you sit down there, or you just standing in the positions, and then you use your mind. Imagine there's this energy, and then you spin around your body, and then you can use this for Fa Jing and all. Oh my God, what the heck are you talking about? So in analogy, it's like talking about, imagine there's this Mars, there's this Venus, and then you want to use your mind to move this Venus or Mars and all this kind of thing. It's living in a fantasy, or it is actually pretty screwed up. Imagine that you move the Earth away from its tracks. What will happen to the entire solar system? So, if you want to learn internal, the real Taoist, the real Chinese, the real Buddhist internal on this chi and energy, first you need to be able to enter into the natural world. You need to know that states, or else forget about it. You have no clue what is going on. Meaning, analogy, if you want to learn about the solar system, you need to know where is the center of the solar system. And then only after that, you can learn about the planet, how it spins, the rhythm, and so forth. That is your meridian, your channel. And you let them spin. Okay? Not monkey around with it. Not using your mind to monkey around with it. It's like you don't use your mind to monkey around with how the earth or the moon spin. Now, obviously you need a process to get from this so-called intelligent world, what we live in or how we all live in, into this natural world, in order just to know the center of the solar system and as an analogy. That's why I got a process for you. It's called the N1 process. So you'll be able to get into that, and you'll be able to get into the center of this, the chi or the internal practice. It's like you'll be able to know the pinpoint to get into, to understand the center of the solar system. That's the first step. Now, without that, forget about this meridian and all this kind of stuff, all the channel stuff. And then these techniques get into the center. How are you going to know that if I am not bullshitting you? How am I going to know that the ancient is not bullshitting me? Same questions. That's why this stuff I map into the H model. It is under the deep recovery. If you want to have a nurture chi, you will be here. And your heart rate, this is the heart rate zone. You will be at this heart rate. That's why I map it into it. If this enter into the natural is real, it be able to nurture chi, then we have the techniques to do so, then it better be able to show us it is under this heart rate zone. And it got to do with the heart rate variability. We be able to measure it. Or else, how the hell I know that? I can know that the ancient is not bullshitting me. And how can I know that, or how do you know that I'm not bullshitting you? The best thing is get into the science, measurable, monitorable. So if you follow this, get into this natural, you follow the techniques, you know where they are, you'll be able to monitor and verify it. That's what it is. Like, for example, I do a 20 minutes 14 seconds of entering into the natural. I enter into that. It takes me 20 minutes to get 20 minutes in here. So I spend 20 minutes in this natural world. Of course, it takes some time, maybe a few minutes to get in and then get out. But most of the time I spend in this natural world, okay? You use these techniques. And this is the heart rate and the heart rate variability you can see from here. So 20 minutes there, and from my awake heart rate, like usual heart rate 86, it go to the average of 70. So that it meaning it go down the lowest, the minimum will go down to under 70, which is the resting heart rate, this area. Now, if you look at how much effort I spend in this yoga, it said effort, rest. I didn't spend effort. I just get into the natural world. It's like a baby sleeping. Do you need to have effort to sleep? No, you don't, right? Go rest. And over here, you talk about the heart rate variability, and you can see it from here. Okay, so this is from Apple Watch. Okay, so it is no something monkey business. We know that Apple Watch have the best heart rate tracking. So training effect on HRV, meaning the training effect of this so-called yoga, which is actually the N1 nurture chi process or the training of this resting, okay? So it said that post-workout HRV increased 13 milliseconds, meaning that the training effect on HRV, meaning that as soon as I get into this training or workout, or as soon as I enter into the natural world using this N1 techniques, okay, or this nurture chi, okay, so I get into my resting heart rate zone, and then my HRV show that from the post-workout HRV, I have increased 13 milliseconds compared with pre-workout. So the heart rate variability going high. Okay, and over here you see that it have a low HRV already. Okay, and it just raised up 13 milliseconds. So that is what needed if you really want to practice internal, get into the internal practice. Without this ability, there is no reason you can accept that this is the internal training. And yet, as what I just shared with you, the ancient practice, if you do it properly, your heart rate will drop. Okay, this is my maximum heart rate where I start. And then this is average. I mean, drop, and my heart rate is under the average. Okay, so it's a 60 something. You know, I'm 60 something year old. So my heart rate is like in my sleeping heart rate or resting heart rate, that area. So that is what scientifically it can proven, and you can see that when your heart rate variability is rising, you actually feel more refreshed, charged, or you feel that your body is recovering after your resting. So with just the 20 minutes of practice, it be able to increase your HRV for 13 milliseconds. Okay, meaning that you'll be able to rest and you'll be able to nurture qi. Now, only after that, you can talk about this channel. When you have more energy, of course, you're going to help the flow of the energy in your channel. Because now it's like your battery have more charge. You charge up your battery and it's going to help your flow of the energy in your body. As for the channel, the flow of energy, you only want to do unblock it. Say, for example, if I have a stiff muscle here, I massage so that I'm helping the flow of energy because I massage it. Okay, this is if it's tense and stiff here, I massage it so that I help it to loosen up, so that the resistance is less there, so it can flow better. So in the Qigong practice, it's just that you don't monkey around with the flow of the energy. You just charging up your body, and then you massage and you do certain things, including taking medicines and acupuncture. You help the energy to flow better. If there's a blockage there, you just unclog or you just loosen it up so that it be able to flow. Okay. So you don't monkey around with, oh, I want it to be this way, flow that way, all those kind of stuff. So if you look into the Wing Chun 1850s writing, the first line here is say, quiet the mind, return to awareness, standing in the equal shoulder stand. That is actually get you into the natural state. In the Buddhist term, this is samatha and vipassana. Get you into the natural state. The Taoists say, you need to get into the natural state, right? You want to how to say that? Hold on to the core. The Taoists say, 抱元守一, hold on to the core. That's what it is. Enter into the natural state. And then this is the 1850s Xiu Lim Tao writing. The first thing is said that you need to enter into the natural states. And then it talk about here, spiral twisting, naturally follow the breathing and the directions of the qi flow. Okay, following this direction. So if you look into the design of the 1850 Xiu Lim Tao, the first is to enter into the state. You'll be able to nurture qi, and then when you move your hand, you always have to follow the flow of the qi or the channel. So it's like you let the Earth, the planet Earth, the Venus, the Mars spin on its own tracks. That's what it means. Okay. So it is all in my book, Wing Chun Inception. All this. So that's the proper way how to train, develop the internal art of Wing Chun or any other real Chinese Taoist art or the Buddhist art. Okay. So in past 50 years, since 1870s until today, seriously, technically speaking, there is no internal in Wing Chun of this post 1870. You look around, you look around all the documents like the snake crane riding. If you're still here. I think I must have deleted it. Long time ago I talked about the 1850s, sorry, the 1890s record of the snake crane Wing Chun, which is recording the teaching of Tai Fa Ming Kam in the 1870s. There's none of this. And yet, if you look at the real Taoist teaching, it has to get into that state, the natural state. As the Wing Chun, this writing say. Quiet the mind, return to awareness. That is how you get into the natural state. So it's like in the Buddhist, it do the samatha. You get into the samadhi state. See, the Indian, the Buddhist, it need to get into the samadhi state by samatha. The Taoists also have to get into that. It say you need to do the holding, 抱言手艺. 抱言 meaning like you're hugging the core, 手艺 you return to the one, okay, you guarding the one. It is the same meaning as the Buddhists saying that you need to get the samatha. You want to quiet down, you want to still down, get into the still. And then you have the vipassana that you be able to contemplate. That is the same state. That is the most basic state. So in other words, that if you don't get into the samadhi or the beginning, very beginning or the baby samadhi, there's no way you're going to cultivate or develop the internal. Meaning that you won't, if you don't know the analogy, if you don't know the solar system, the center of the solar system, how the hell are you going to talk about this planet and all those kind of stuff? So face it, Wing Chun today, which is based on the post-1870s Wing Chun, there is none of it. And then the people who copying Tai Chi inside to Wing Chun in the past 60 years or so, talking about using their mind to control their chi and the mind power. That too, they don't understand what is going on in the internal of the real Chinese, the ancient Chinese. So today in America, that's why I said I brought this thing to America. If you say that you have that capability of doing, say, this, quiet the mind, or you the capability of the Buddhist entering into the samadhi or practicing the samatha, entering the samadhi, or the Taoist practice of hugging the core and guarding the one, 抱言手艺, then you practice 20 minutes of your whatever you call it, yoga, meditations, or whatever. We will be able to see that the heart rate variability going high, the heart rate going down, and the effort is resting, 0. Or else what are we doing? Selling snake oil and talking nonsense, living in a fantasy. Just using the internal term to do whatever we want. Okay. So that's why when 2 years ago when I wrote the Wing Chun Inceptions, I already take whatever the core of the internal teaching, implant it in the Silicon Valley with all these verifications techniques, and map it into the designs, and we know the process, the techniques clearly, step by step, that we can reproduce it, we can repeat it. What is good is that if I call myself a grandmaster, but we all cannot repeat whatever the ancient teach. So this is to share with you today. This is how serious it is. This is the real deal, the authentic internal. Whatever outside does, there is no such thing as internal. What I share with you today is, it will converge into Taoist teaching in the ancient, the Buddhist teaching in the ancient. Okay? So only this way it is called the real, authentic, or the true internal.